2 minutes.
Busy One Radio. Okay.
No, Busy One Entertainment. The Busy One Entertainment page. The Busy One Radio page is not a page. It's a profile.
Okay.
And as soon as we get that motherfucker monetized and we all making money, we can up these motherfucking equipment in here. So I know I'm childish. Childproof seal.
Need help with that?
Oh, no, I'll get it. I'll figure it out. Alright.
I also got some flowers for you. Let me check some of that out too. I got flowers for you. I can check it out. I do have some dark poetry though. I have some dark poetry.
Oh, you got this.
Did you notice? I know you got work pretty early. Me around 5:30. We usually get done by 1. So baby, when I wake you up.
That was alright. Sorry, I look a little frazzled. Let me tell you what just happened to me today.
Okay.
Okay, you're never gonna believe this.
Oh my Jesus. What's
Girl,
going
I was
on?
packing up, getting ready to come down and do our show.
Mm-hmm.
I got a phone call
Mm-hmm.
from a girl screaming, crying, incoherent. I was petrified, scared to death. And then a man got on the phone and said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, was there an accident? Like, what's going on? He said, "Are you in a place where you can talk?" And I said, "Yes." "Nobody's around you?" I said, "Yes, it's fine." I have your daughter." He said, "My daughter?" I don't have a daughter, but I have a stepdaughter that, I've known since she was a baby. I haven't seen her in a while, but I was like, okay, oh my God. I was like, "Adrian," and I couldn't hear what the girl was saying. She tried to say her name or whatever, and I was like, "Adrian?" He said, "Yes, I have her," and she came across me, my business partners, and she was on her phone. I thought she was trying to call the police, so she's here in my truck. If you want to see her again, you need to meet me. I was like, what the is going on here? Scared the shit out of me.
Where is happening?
I was at home. I don't know where all this was happening, but I got a call from a 513 number, and I answered it. And then my boyfriend, I had to scream for him, like tell him what was going on. He called the police and told them what was going on. And then as soon as he heard him in the background for a second, he said, "Who was that?" I said, "My son." He said, "No, it wasn't." He said, "I told you, no, police. You fucked up." And he hung up the phone. And then the police rolled up, and I had to tell him, then I called my tried to call her mother, but I don't have her number. I tried to call my ex-mother-in-law. She's like, "Well, I'm not going to give you the phone number, but I'll call." I said, "No, this is serious. Give me the damn phone number." But anyways, she called her and she said, "Well, Adri's with Gina." It's just her mom. So and I was like, oh my God, like I was freaking out. It's like, okay, so this is like a hoax. So when the cops got there, I told them everything that just happened. They said, "This is the 4th call this week." Like, people need to be careful. Like,
no, it's really happening out here. Children, women, and little young girls are out here getting snatched up and they
Girl.
get ditched. So this is very important. Like, that's why we always have to tell somebody where our location is. No matter what, especially if you're by yourself. You know, especially catching these buses. Like, I done seen some weird men just like come up to me and say some weird stuff, and it's just like, I imagine what you would do to a young lady just by being, and sometimes it could be a mental state of mind, but it could be some pedophiles that's still out here that's not locked up where they supposed to be either. So
it didn't help that we watched that American Nightmare or whatever on Netflix last night.
We need to vote on that. We need to vote that pedophiles, women and men, they need to be locked up. That's just like murder. Like, you're taking somebody's
life for a long time.
Yes, you're taking a young person's life and they even asked for it. Not even a young person, like one of us. You know what I mean? And not even let's say group homes.
To be fair, I've been fabulous my life. I was not kidnappable, but until now. Now I'm like,
you don't have to be beautiful for somebody to kidnap you.
I was 350 pounds. Ain't nobody could pick me up.
And that's the main reason. They'll take an insecure person before they would a beautiful person too.
Absolutely, because they're more easily manipulated because of the self insecurity issues.
And we need to always have something on us at all times. Like,
speaking of which, I gotta go get my gun from the Cold Rain Police.
For real, though, for real. And me and Ace, we was just talking about how we raising our kids, you know, these days too, you know. And when you're not raising your children the way you're trying to go back to your days, you know, that get very confusing to the ones that really was raised right. So we need to start respecting our elders.
Yes,
definitely.
I just
and sometimes elders can be wrong too at the same time, but we still have to have that respect to like walk away and not say anything disrespectful just because you feel like you can, but you cannot.
Yes.
You know.
I'm so tired of these teenagers that, well, I'm not going to give respect till I get respect. You are a child. You need to learn to give respect first. Like, they don't have a right to be rude to you, but you have to give respect no matter what to people who are older than you. You have to give them respect. Don't just assume that you deserve it. They don't know you.
And I mean, they probably don't know no different either, because some elders, they go back to their childhood, but they mean well though. Especially, you know, if we're raised like we supposed to these days, and some of these women ain't raising their children right, and not even, we was talking about that because men ain't in a home, but that doesn't matter. If a man is not in a home, you still should be able to raise your children correctly and not go down to be their age and be their friends, like, and have parties with them. Like, no, it's sending them the wrong message. Really, it is. And now that we out here dressing the way we're dressing, talking the way we're talking, doing other things we're doing, even though we don't want our kids to do it. I mean, it does matter because our young girls are seeing it, you know. And
you have to have respect for yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying you can't dress sexy and be sexy. No one has a right to touch you. But you have to not give people the wrong idea, because then they'll take you.
But still, you still have to have some kind of respect for that other person, because that's the way they are. And sometimes I dress provocative too.
Oh, girl, I walk around
so
naked.
that don't mean like I'm gonna go out here and just put it in somebody's face. It's already there. No, just playing. But it's just the way we carry ourselves too, as we want to be sexy or casual or tomboyish, sporty or hip, you know. So you know, it's just the way you present it, and it's not for children to look at, but they're gonna sneak and look at it, definitely. Especially if they have a phone. These days, all children have phones. I don't care if you're 1 year old, you got a phone in your hand, a tablet or something. You know, but Ace, I wanted to hear that story again, what you just told me, because that's something, something that we're talking about that you had mentioned to me earlier.
Nah, no problem. I got you. So, I was on the bus coming into the studio today, and when I got on the bus, there was these two people going back and forth. I come to find out it was a minor teenage little girl, and a grown man. Now, by the time I got on the bus, they basically, playing the dozens, capping on one another because they're actually upset with one another because the teenage girl didn't want the man sitting next to her. And when I got on, there were a handful of open seats. So I can't say that she was in the wrong for wanting him to go somewhere else. But I can't say that he was in the wrong because, hey, it's a bus. You don't get to decide where people sit.
Right.
So, eventually, the bus driver does step in and ask the man if he would switch seats. He said no.
Ooh.
So she asked the girl if she would switch seats. She said sure, but I can't get out because he was on the aisle seat. He said, I'll get up so she can move. He got up so she could move. She got up and sat where he was sitting.
Right. Being smart.
So he sat on her, and that's when the whole kerfuffle started. Eventually, she slid from up under room, stood up on the seat that was closest to the window, and started swinging on the man.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
See, now that's really disrespectful. That's not what we want.
Somebody doing too much.
Yeah, and I mean she shouldn't have been like sassy.
They're both in the wrong here.
Well, she really shouldn't have sat down in his seat because he got up for her to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, if he was like didn't know no better, he probably would have just snatched her up, and then he really would have been wrong just because he put his hands on her.
Girl, yeah, absolutely.
And she shouldn't have did what she did anyway, because I mean, why would you? That's just making you just irritating the situation. Definitely, you are.
Yeah,
you're irritating.
You're poking the bear.
Yeah, and you can't, we can't do that. I mean, it's just, like it's a old man. Like
I wouldn't say he was old. I'd say maybe early 40s.
Okay, well,
late 40s.
Hey, how old was she?
High school.
See, yeah, that's too young for him to be messing with.
So you gotta
if she asked him to move, he should have had respect. Like, maybe she feels uncomfortable. You don't know why she doesn't want to be next to you. You don't know what this girl's been through in her life.
Right.
So, like, there's a lot of reasons. Like, he should have been like, yes, I'll go ahead and move. Unless he had a valid reason, like, I'm really in pain, something. But I think he should have moved if she asked him to.
Yeah, and she should have been respectful to get up.
Yeah, when she would, yes, absolutely.
And not irritate the situation. She could have left it alone and wouldn't have had to get that further. Then she had to call her mother or something. Her
so after she swung and basically they stopped each other because she swung and he basically stopped her from swinging. Then she said, I'm calling my mom, yeah. And she called her mom and said, I need you to come up to Clifton right now. This man will put his hands on me, yeah. But not telling the whole situation, just the part that
part to make sure look okay.
Exactly.
Right. And look, now her mama about to come up there because as a mother like us, we gonna come up there like, why you
strapped.
What's going
strapped.
on? Why you talking to my daughter? Why you touch my daughter? What anything? And then not even that, like you're gonna get in trouble just because you came up there. I know you had to come up there and save your daughter, but what if you had to do something to the man for no reason because you done got upset because your daughter done told you a story that really she didn't tell the whole story, and now she done got you in some mess. Right. Now who gonna bail you out? You can't do that these days. Sometimes you have to listen to both sides and pick and choose. Your children are not always right. I know we want our kids to be perfect and be out here like, they know better, but some of these kids does not. Outside doors, and you're not there with them, they are doing unnecessary things that they shouldn't be doing. Just they're following other people. And they want to be cool. They want to fit in. You know what I mean?
Right. You don't want to go get their friends for whatever reason. Yeah.
And you don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You have to raise them right.
Right, and you always want to be right. You can't always be right. Sometimes we have to apologize for our actions because sometimes we don't make sense. Not even that. Even adults. You know what I mean? We always have to humble ourselves.
Absolutely.
If you do not humble yourself, you gonna get what you're looking for, and you cannot say nothing because you have done that person like that. You know what I mean? So you have to, like, when she get older, she gonna realize what she did, and she probably want to go find that man and apologize. Like, I know I shouldn't have did that because I got a grandpa, and if a young lady did, that too, I would be upset. I'd be ready to fight.
Right.
You know, so we have to look, as parents, we do have to look at our children like they're not perfect. And they're not going to be perfect. We all going to make mistakes. We all have to learn from them. And as they grow and they learn from them lessons, they should know not to go back to them.
Right.
You know.
No, my son, we struggle in school. We do this and this. We, have different issues with grades and things and getting things done. But I have never had a complaint of someone coming to me and saying my son was rude or inappropriate. Like one time when he was on the bus, I will say this. He was about 8 or 9. He was reading on the bus, and some kid was talking to him, and he was trying to read his book. And the kid grabbed his book out of his hand, and my son just choked him. He was like, "Don't touch my stuff." I was like, "Good for you." I wasn't mad. I was like, "Good for you." Thank God my mom was his bus driver, so he didn't get in trouble. But
and I mean, we got to think about
yourself.
These teachers out here who we drop our kids out to. You know, for them to watch your child or whatever, teach your child or whatever, you have to learn how to listen to both sides.
Right.
Because it can get very weary at these schools sometimes. You know,
well, I was a substitute teacher. I know how rowdy it can get. I was a substitute teacher at Winton Woods, Mount Healthy, and Northwest.
And please keep these armors, these guns and stuff away from your children. Don't even let them know you got it. Because some of them, they be so hyped to go get it because they know you got it. And when they ready to go retaliate against somebody, they have that choice too. Because it's right there in front of them in their face.
Well, I took my son to the gun range because he was playing all these first-person shooter games, and he learned a lesson when he pulled the gun. And we were at the range and being very safe, and he was like, "Oh, he had asked for the smaller gun because it was too much for him." And we keep everything in safes, everything's locked up. But I want him to know if he comes across one, how to disarm it or how to put it away so nobody gets hurt.
And they teach classes like that. Well, I took my class at the man had he teach children how to be safe out here, not pick up a gun and shoot somebody. He's going to teach them, like, it's different ways that you can keep yourself safe too,
Yeah.
But, this world's so crazy right now. Ain't no telling what anybody would do right now. Don't nobody fight anymore.
Out there and they do all these things.
Yeah, they ready to pick up a gun and ready to blow your brains out.
For $20.
Just for saying, like, what's up? You know what I mean? You could say what's up to somebody can get mad. Say the wrong word. They ready to go crazy just because they feel like they can, because they got it. You know what I mean? And we be so careless with our guns and stuff like that. And we just be so hyped to pull it just because we know we got it, and somebody just piss off, or we just don't like that person, or we about to retaliate because you done did something. So people be having flashbacks.
Yeah.
And they really out here to retaliate against a lot of people, especially if you have did some home invasions and you have robbed somebody, you done pull up on somebody and you done did something.
You gonna pull up at the wrong spot one time. I
have been done like that. Somebody came in my house. You feel me? And tied me up, and you come in my house and you ask me where is that, and I'm looking at you like you came in my house. You tell me where is that? What are you talking about? They tied me up. That's what you're gonna do because I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that why you're so kinky?
Yeah. I'm playing. Like I have learned a lot of lessons. I have learned life. I have tried, I have did a lot of things that was positive that won't make me look like I am that kind of person, and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can joke around, I can be serious. And like I said the other day, I have like 10 personalities, so you never know what might come out. You know what I mean? And,
I had
and
7. I'm
everybody
down to
has
4. We got
those,
rid of
though.
a few of them.
Everybody has different personalities, especially when you're trying to deal with a different type of person.
Right.
You know, so you do have different type of
We have the
personalities.
mask you wear around different people.
Yeah.
You know, I actually have this thing I call my rainbow people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a different. There's like red is like professional. You don't go beyond like being professional, being at work.
Mhm.
Then red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So as you go down the line, my purple people see me naked in all sorts of twisted positions. So that's how I had a friend Andrea when we were talking when I meet and she introduced her new people. She'd say, "What color are they? What do they know about me and my life and what I've done and who I am and how I roll?" And so that's kind of how we know what we can talk about in front of certain people.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
feel
like
like
that. Some people you can't.
don't be closed up. You just a ball of explosion, I
Mhm.
say, because if you don't talk about it, no matter what anybody thinks, so what? Because they probably did worse than you did, and if they did not, believe me, they have. They just ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's for you to be true to yourself.
Everybody's got some skeletons they can dust off in that closet.
Yeah, definitely. But if it ain't none of your business, it ain't none of your business. I can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't want to say something that I don't want you to know, it's none of your business. And for you to find out, it's going to be very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't write nothing down of my personal
He's gonna
life.
give you a few drinks.
No, I won't even say nothing because I still know what I'm doing. And that's one thing, too. When you out in the club and you're drinking,
Make sure you watch your stuff.
man, watch yourself. Like, it's okay to be tipsy. Don't get upset because somebody probably didn't say, like, we have to, if we can't drink to control ourselves, don't drink. Drink
I don't
casually.
drink.
Drink just a little bit.
I'm allergic.
And just be done with it because it don't make sense for you to get out here and you just busted everybody's night because you mad and you done did something. If you have a problem with somebody, can we talk it out? Can we just we just gonna get along and just we gonna cut it? Like, that's it. Okay, bro?
Right.
Okay, sis? Like, it ain't even that serious. You know what I mean? Then you want to make a scene. I'd rather have me a camera when I go out because I can get a lot of sight and things. Definitely.
Mm.
It's like, what is that? What's that show that they be having people on there? World Star. Is that World Star? I love World Star. World Star has some exciting things on there too.
I don't think I've heard of that.
World Star?
Yeah.
Look it up.
What?
Look it up. World Star they be popping. They be saying they be having all kind of stuff. Just what we talking about. They show a lot of things on there.
I should look that
You
up.
can pick and choose what you want to watch.
All the hood news you could ever want.
Definitely that.
Okay, so I had some other things we want to talk about today.
Yeah,
So if we're ready to move on.
sure.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
All right, so I just got into comedy back last May. I've been off for about 4 months due to some personal reasons. Going back tomorrow, actually. Going up to Carmichael's in Dayton. They have an open mic night. And I'm just curious what your thoughts are about comedy. What do you think comedians should be and should not be allowed to do? Should they push the boundaries to open up conversation, or should they play it safe?
So I say, is it comedy or is it roast? Because it could be a roast and it could be comedy too together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And some people, if you can't take the comedy and you can't be like just joked on, and they don't know you, they just making a joke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And for
Right.
you to get mad, it just don't make sense. It's comedy.
Oh, I err on the side of fucking people up. Like I don't pull punches. I'm like, get offended because guess
Yeah.
what? Getting me.
Comedy is comedy.
It's
You're making a joke out of it. It's comedy. You're not
As-
like picking and choosing like who you go
The
tell the
whole
whole life story
thing
about.
is, as long as it's done in a way that like if something's offensive to somebody, everyone a joke is offensive.
If you know somebody now,
Yeah.
that's totally different.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting in their personal life,
Right.
and you're talking about something that you shouldn't be talking about without asking
Right.
them and having
No,
them prepared.
I'm
for that.
more talking about like just topics and controversial things.
Mm.
I think that it's very important to push those boundaries because it gets people talking.
Yeah.
It gets people understanding because
Like
a
Cat
Dave Chappelle,
Williams.
yeah, Yeah, exactly. You get these
Because
people.
he got a whole lot of
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely, and that's what I appreciate because.
But he being real though.
Exactly,
Definitely.
it's real, and because I'm getting into comedy, and I've said some things that people. I was at Go Bananas one night doing open mic, and I had I was the third person to go. They put all the females first. I was the last of the females to go, and then all the men went. And I had a set. I sat down on my stool. I won't give too much of it away, but I brought a Bill Cosby in my set. And at the end of it, like, people, like, mostly women were like, at the end, like, we're not appreciating the things I said. But from that, the men that went right after me, like, I think at least 3 or 4 of the 10 men that went after me, I referred to my set and got jokes out of it. Like, and it's weird because I'm in this place where I'm a female saying these things, and I don't think people like that I'm a female saying these things. But if I was a man saying these things, they'd be like, oh, that's funny. So I'm fighting that angle of the
So I feel like just because women, because none of us are perfect. Like, we need to stop. Like, none of us are perfect. And sometimes when you say things, they be looking at themselves like, oh my God, she talking about me. Like, I done did that before. You know what I mean? That's just like if you in church and you be like, the preacher up there talking about something and you was just thinking about it at that moment. And he just said it. You just like, oh my God, like, how did that happen? That's how it is.
Well, I just know that people need to loosen up their pussies a little bit. They're a little tight.
I mean, definitely, like, we just so stuck up on ourselves that, I mean, just like I said, if you can't handle it, please don't go.
Like, I genuinely,
don't go.
Bill Cosby is genuinely my favorite comedian.
I mean,
genuinely, that will never change.
He's everybody's favorite.
People try to.
I mean, I can't even believe he did.
He did. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Like, because I used to love him, Tootie, and all them, and I grew up on them, so I stay out of that kind of stuff because, I mean, some women can be greedy, and they feel like you got it, and they going after the person that got it, that makes sense about their life, that they about to, get on and have something.
They were white women. It was the 60s.
Definitely it was going to be that.
It was white women. They were the 60s. Nobody would have not believed them. So I'm sorry. I call bullshit.
No.
I call bullshit.
But, they did.
I call bullshit on that. So
everybody.
They just didn't do what they wanted out of somebody, so they talk shit.
Right. I don't even understand how that happened.
And that's where my comedy stems, like sitting on that edge where people ain't gonna like to hear this.
Yeah, just tell them loosen up. Say loosen up.
Oh, I have.
Say
like,
everybody stand up in your chair properly.
Like,
and I want you to loosen up. Let's get a stretch real quick. Yeah,
get it out.
Yeah, we about to let it all out. And my name is Amber Nicole.
Amber Nicole H. Strap on, because here we go.
Right. There we go. It is what it is. If you can't handle it, do not go.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a joke. It's something like, it's something to say because some of us have done it. Definitely.
People can't handle a joke, but they can do it.
Yeah. So, roast and comedy is together these days.
I love it. Like, I am. Believe me, I am the first person I'll sit up front hoping to get picked on.
Right.
Like, I love that shit. That's
all about action.
Then again, I like the attention. We talked about that last week. So.
I love jokes. I tell jokes all the time, and you probably don't even know it.
Well, you make me laugh all the time.
All the time.
You should come out and see me. So come
I definitely will.
We'll put it on and share it with everybody.
Okay, cool. Like
I said, it's been 4 months. Definitely. 4 months since I've been out there doing it because I had some legal issues. But yeah, I'm finally able to go back out and do it. I'm so excited.
We're gonna go out there and kill it. Definitely. So where it's gonna be?
It's at Carmichael's in Dayton.
Okay.
I don't know the address, but it's a little pub.
Okay.
So it's I think it's on Wayne Street. I think that's the name of the street.
Carmichael's Pub in Dayton, Ohio, 3011 Wayne Avenue, 45420.
There it
Damn.
is. Thank you, Ace.
There we go.
Ace
See,
is on the
that's,
case.
yes, that's why we got you. See, for real. Like,
So, but
this
yeah,
is like,
and they do open mics, and people can sign up 8
Yeah.
o'clock until 8:30. I think the signups are, and you get a spot, and you go up there and try your thing. It's only 5 minutes you get, but it's so invigorating to have the microphone and just be able to speak your mind and
and just
really
express yourself. Express yourself. Express.
People probably.
But-
All right. Well, I think we're gonna have to go on a break right now, but we'll be back just a few moments. See you soon.
Yes. You are listening to Everything Spice or Sugar and Spice or something like that. We just trying to be nice. But I'm going to give a nice shout out to Victoria Monet. She just took home some Grammys last night. Shout out to her.
Yes, definitely.
Alright, y'all stay tuned. That was Ooh Wee by Kiana Sierra, and here's On My Mama by Victoria Monet.
I'm Amber Nicole with an H, also sweet. And this is
You already know. This is Talk with Gina, and everything is not sugar, but it is spice. No, but it's sugar and spice, and everything is nice. It's not nice sometimes.
we'll try to be nice.
Always.
Try to be
You
nice.
already
We're taught
know.
right. We'll
Yes.
try to be nice.
You already know. So everybody, be nice. Be nice. Be nice. It's good to be nice out here. So, I know you have been, closed up from comedy, but that's not all you do.
No,
Definitely.
it is
So,
not.
I know you do poetry.
I do poetry. I like to write. I love storytelling. Talking to people, and getting their story. I have so many things. If I told you everything that has happened in my life, you would think I was making it up. That's one of my biggest things right now is I'm trying to write books and kind of get in a fiction format, but very true to life events.
Facts.
Yes. So I'll just give you a brief, just so you understand the depths of why. When I was younger, my parents fought a lot, so I had to deal with that. I got cancer at 12 to 15, almost died, dealt with that. Recurrence went from 190 pounds, which is already overweight, to 250 pounds in 2 weeks flat because of steroids and then pumping my body with all this stuff. Had to get PICC lines, my shunt malfunctioned, punctured my colon, had abscess removal. I've had 21 surgeries. And so then I had that, and then went off to college, flunked out first time because of medical stuff, and then I my first time I had sex, it was not consensual exactly, and I ended up marrying that person.
So I did.
I married my rapist.
Yeah.
I married my
I was
rapist.
gonna get to that because we got to stop right there.
Yeah.
That is like something serious.
Yes.
Like to go back and like marry a guy. So why did you do it? And
so the first couple times we did things, I was 16, he was 21, okay? I was down there to do things, I was a virgin completely, and I was willing to do some things and not others. And then the third time we went down there, he wanted more than I wanted to do, and I said, no, I'm not ready. He said, yes, you are, and did it anyway. So it was kind of a coercive situation where
you didn't fight him off?
I didn't fight, I froze.
Okay,
I
so
froze.
that was like a situation.
Yes. So I said, I'm not ready for that. I don't want to do that. I told him before I don't want to go that far. And he apparently didn't believe that I was a virgin. It was a whole thing. So then some other stuff was going on in his life, and he ended up going to prison for a couple of years, not related to me. And then when he got out of prison, he, apologized to me and told me that everything that he had done was fucked up, and he's so sorry that, he really had thought about it, and he just wanted to make it up to me. He's completely apologetic. So, of course, him being my first, not my second, third, or 33rd, him being my first, I thought, well, I can kind of reclaim my innocence a little bit, because if we had kids, my kids would know that daddy was my first, and that, no matter how it happened, I very much after that kind of fell for him, because I was overweight, I was naive, I was a sick child, a sick teenager, not really had all, the social skills that everyone else had, because I was kept inside a lot. So it's a very odd situation, but I've learned a lot, and now, he's one of my friends. We just got divorced. We actually were married 15 years. We just got divorced. He's really good friend now. We have a son together, who's adopted. My son is 14 years old. We got him at birth, but he's my baby, and we are great co-parents. We take vacations together, so we're really good at dealing with each other and getting along in that way.
So my question, how old were you when he got out of jail and you married him?
Well, I was 18 when he went to jail right before I turned 18. He got out when I turned 20, and we got married when I was 21.
So wait a minute. So when
when all this happened, I was 16, right before my 17th birthday. So he was out for another year before he went to jail.
Okay.
Then he went in right before I turned 18. He was in there 2 years. So he got out right before I turned 20. We started talking immediately. And then we got engaged probably when I was about 20 and a half, and then got married when I was 21. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
You know,
But like that's a story to tell because it's kind of weird. Like,
it,
how would you? Like,
I think that should
I don't
be
even understand. How could I tell that?
that should be the name of my first
And-
special. I'm
yeah.
a rapist.
Yeah, like for real.
If I
That
ever get a
is
comedy
like
special,
something
be like,
to
what the
talk
fuck?
about
Yeah.
because that's something serious to know
Exactly.
because it's a lot of women out here that's
Right.
probably been through the same thing too.
And I want to say in his
But-
defense, he was, he was high all the time back then. He thought I was being teasing him, being willing to do certain things, and he admitted afterwards that he went way too far and didn't realize that I wasn't ready for that. So I'm just saying he's not a monster. He's, he dealt with some things.
I don't know, like
He also-
rapist
he
is
also
a
was-
rapist.
he also was
like
molested when
I
he
don't think I could be cool with a rapist.
He also was molested when he was
girl,
younger and
no.
had some issues. That's the thing. Rapist, you say it like that. I say it jokingly
Well,
because
yeah.
I was down there willing to do some things and
Okay,
it went
well,
farther,
okay.
So that's why I said I didn't fight off.
Like,
I didn't
to
have to
us,
fight him
would
off.
That seem
Yeah.
like it's real bad. And
Right. Well, that's what I
somebody
said.
to do that because I have been done like that too.
Oh, I've been raped
also,
twice.
and that wasn't kind of funny.
Two other
it wasn't
times,
funny at all, and like you just don't understand like stuff like that, and we don't talk about that, and because young girls out here, they out here
Yeah.
getting raped for real,
Mm-hmm.
So that's like to be very careful.
Right. Well, that's why it's like because I was in a place where I was struggling with what the heck.
Oh, we got a call.
Oh,
We got a call. Y'all wasn't even ready.
That,
okay, how do you answer that?
Oh, let me see. Oh, just.
Is it on my phone?
whose phone is that?
No, whose phone is that? Is that
It's this
you?
one, I guess.
Oh, sheesh.
Decline. Sorry about that.
Oh man. Oh man.
I put it on. Look, I put it on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, somebody want to get in touch.
Somebody
with
gotta
you.
say something.
Yeah, ASAP, like right
I'm
now.
sorry. It's on Do Not Disturb. You see that? I don't know.
And y'all want to give a comment, y'all want them to call in or,
Yes.
give an idea of what we're talking about.
But
get
yeah,
some
but
understanding.
let me. So I was in a place after it happened.
Wait a minute, we got to tell them how to call us.
Oh yeah, please,
'cause we
please.
want them
I'm
to
sorry.
come in
I'm
here and talk to us.
sorry. I'm sorry.
So call in 513, and me too. That part, I would need you to get it together. 513 7119.
No.
No, 513-301.
Yeah, then you supposed to say
7119. I didn't know where it was. All right, 301-7119. Sorry.
See,
We're a little frazzled. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We
We'll
got
stop.
we
That phone call solved by off guard.
Ooh, we were hoping it was somebody fun, but it wasn't. Probably bill collector. I don't know. But after that happened, let me just explain. I went through a period where I was struggling with whether that was my fault.
Right.
So that's why when I talked to you about it, no, that was actually rape. When you said no and you said you weren't ready. But it's a fine line when you're in those positions. That's what we need to teach our girls to be careful of.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in a position where you're gonna feel like you can't get out of something, or you're gonna do something like I did, because I could have fought him off if I wanted to, but I was frozen. Don't put yourself in a position where you're not gonna feel comfortable walking away.
Right, and
or
doing what you're
being able to
supposed to
say no.
do as
And
a
that's-
young lady and stay in your place, and you shouldn't
Right.
be in grown ups' face anyway.
Yeah. So
That's definitely true, and I feel like young children don't need to be in adults' conversations, not even partying with them. They shouldn't even know how to party until it's time for them to party.
right.
That's how they get grounded than we are. That's why they beating us up now.
Right.
No, for real. It's crazy.
We didn't even get halfway through. One of the reasons I started writing poetry was because of cancer and everything, and getting to where we get our shift. But I found out that at a lot of things at 29, I found out that I had siblings. I was an only child growing up. I found out at almost 29 that I was one of 5 kids. My brother I never got to meet. Like, there were a lot of things that I did not know, and that's very surprising to find out. My dad wasn't my dad, my man was my dad. The whole big thing. you know, I'm happy to have the family that I have, and now I just have bonus family, so it's great. But I have a lot of things. I went septic at 27, almost died then because I had my paniculectomy after my stomach surgery. Like I said, nobody would believe all these things that happen.
I mean, you don't never know with nobody. I can't tell you what you've been through. You can't even tell me what I've been through. You can't tell me if it's a yes or no. If you don't know me like that, you have not grew up with me like that. You do not know me.
You know that when I find myself telling these things to people, I'm caught in disbelief. Like, damn, all that shit happened to me. Yeah. Damn, I forget how much it is until I'm laying it out for somebody. But do you have poetry? Did you bring any poetry?
Girl, you don't want to do poetry.
Well, I thought you might have some too.
But I got some poetry if you want to say it. But you know.
What do you mean? You have some?
Yeah, I mean,
read?
I was, you know, I was counting on you because.
Oh, I got tons.
I know.
I got tons.
You should have been like, here you go, sis.
A lot of it, you know, that I've written recently in life, a little bit darker with things I've been going through and things of that nature. But I will read. My phone doesn't freeze. We'll read this one. Let's see. So I've recently dealt with some things in life. What the heck is going on here? Where I was on house arrest, and me and my boyfriend had gotten into a fight, and some things happened, and I had been in a bad car accident, near fatal car accident. I was knocked out cold for 5 hours in the woods off the side of the highway, and I was heavily concussed, not understanding a lot of things that were going on. So I did some things that I should not have done, and things went way too far. That being said, these things were written when I was going through this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and read some of this. Let's see.
So we got some poetry here from Amber Nicole. So y'all tap into her page so she does poetry.
Yes.
And she has a lot of it. So if anybody wants to express something, tap in.
I also was going to be starting a thing where I know a lot of people like to express themselves or can't necessarily express themselves, but they like poetry. And I was actually going to start thinking about starting a small business where if people want to make something for their mother, grandmother, father, grandfather, family member, brother, sister, boyfriend, I was going to offer to, if you tell me things about them, write a poem for them to express how you feel for them. So I feel like that would be, a nice gift to give somebody. But yeah, this is called The Lion's Pride. I'm a Leo, so that's why it's called Lion's Pride. Be leery of those who cannot be euthanized. Beware of the trauma that lies beneath their eyes. Beware of those you cannot drown and those you cannot force asunder. They only rise much to your demise. You may despise all the nights you sit and cry. Remember them when you're alone at night, clinging to your pillow tight. You tried to make her submit to you and bend to your whims, and she even obliged you, for the love she had for you was just and true. But just understand, as the dust settles and the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end, she'll be there in all of her glory, waiting to tell the truth of the story. You'll be but a peon of filth as you beg just to get a touch. Your heart will explode with such a thunderful rush, you'll mean nothing to her anymore. She finally would have evened the scores. And as your mind races, from the sound of your petty motions you've set a bound, you'll be lucky if you even get to straighten her crown.
That part. She said that part, and that's something serious.
So yes. Now I will say this: that we are back together now. We're coming together. We're going through therapy and everything, but we're such a dynamic couple. Like people who are around us will understand. Like we have so many dynamics to our personalities, and we're just a fun couple to be around. Everybody's got their issues. Everybody has problems and things that are going on. Dropping stuff. But I do have a couple more poems. If do you have anything you want me to read on your end, a poem that you like, or?
I mean, I love happiness. That's what I want. That's all I think about forward,
Yeah.
Even though, everybody has been hurt, and I feel like I'm gonna leave that in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm running towards the
finish
sky
line, right.
for happiness, peace, all the spark. I just want to spark. That's it. I don't want to go down a road that I am just totally disruptive, and to the point that I don't love myself anymore because somebody have done something to me. Sometimes we got to get over the necessaries.
Well, you don't forgive for them. You forgive for yourself.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, life goes on. We gonna be hurt, definitely, but we have to pick and choose our battles too.
If there's anybody out there who has poems that they want to send us,
So.
that would be great too. I love poetry in all forms. That's why I love
some
music.
Love. I want some love. That's what I want. I want some love.
I have a lot of loved ones too. So
Yes.
let me read one more that's a little bit,
I want a throwback, so
one little bit.
we got a couple more minutes, so we got to make this.
Okay. Here, I'll do two more.
Wrap this up.
How long we got? Let's see. All right. All right. Here, I'll do one love one, and I'll do one more.
No, do the love one.
Okay, do the love one. Okay. Let's see. I got my.
We're gonna do a remix here.
Remix. Okay. We've got. So. Let me see. As we're going through here,
She got chapters.
girl.
She had chapters up in here. We gonna have us a book in a minute.
Yeah, I got.
We put all the words in one big, just tub of love.
I got tons of
I
stuff.
just
here.
saying love.
Yeah,
love,
let me find one on here because here you tell them about something you got going on. Let me find something gushy
Just
gushy.
tell us about what. But everybody tune in. Roughneck. He has reggae tonight, Monday at Brandy. So y'all tap in with Roughneck. It's going down. You already know. And I'm there on Wednesday. My boy Ram be on there jamming too. That boy bad. I could just sit there and I could daydream and just go in my little space like, I always do, just listening to them words is so powerful. And the beat, it just makes you want to do something. You know what I mean? Not even that, like, they just be mixing it up too. But you already know Afro beats versus reggae. It's going down. February 17th, 8 p.m. at Code 51.
All right.
And now you know who's performing? Chuck's Blacks.
Yeah.
Here we go. Period.
Yeah.
Here we go. So we got a couple more minutes and we about to wrap this up. So
all
here
right.
we go.
So here I got two love poems for you, okay? A secret meeting, a special time, a taste too sweet to mention. Caress softly, come quickly to my lips. My hands around your body, upon the bottom of your hips. Eyes wide shut, fingertips tingling. On my knees I bow to you, a love of a different kind. Not knowing what's next, anticipation thickens, spontaneous actions that get me through the night.
And my eyes keep ticking without that thinking.
So this is oddly about my ex-husband back when I was a teenager and falling for him and like just absolutely enamored by his personality and kind of because everyone thought he was hot shit and they're like, oh, he wouldn't fuck with you, you're fat, you're ugly. I'm like, well, apparently he will. So this one's called Forbidden.
Forbidden me.
Kiss me softly, lean in slow, hands on my body, my heart trembles. My knees weaken, my fingers upon your chest. Forbidden territory only upon request. Given permission to share, your voice a precious sound to my ear. Your tongue tells mine a secret, hoping forever I can keep it. A simple bite of love, a mark to say I'm yours. Give me forever and I'll try to give you my all. A kiss, a hug, let out a deep sigh, expressing my forbidden love to you, never to say goodbye.
Please don't say goodbye to me, ever. Please don't go nowhere.
All
But we gotta wrap this up real quick. So y'all already know. Thank you everybody for tuning in to
Yes.
Everything
So,
is sugar
sugar
and
and
spice,
spice.
and we are nice.
We're trying to be nice.
No, she
Love
tried.
it.
I'm nice. I don't know what nobody's talking about.
I'm
a
the
sweet
sweet one.
person.
She's spicy. She'll burn your ass. Burn your asshole.
Yeah, it's not funny. That's not right. Y'all already know me. I do not do that.
Thank
type
you
of
so
stuff,
much,
but-
everyone, for tuning in
Yes.
and share it. We need lots of
Busy
support.
One Radio. Do not miss it next week on Monday,
We'll
6 p.m.
be
And not even that, we
right
already got it 7 days a week on podcast on Busy One Radio. Don't even know. Y'all download that app. You feel me? Download the app. Y'all can
Download the
also tune in to our stations 7 days
Yeah,
a
there's
week.
lots of
And
good content
and
on
listen to the
here.
radio too. You know, we be jamming. I be jamming too all the time. So y'all catch us next week.
We have a
Monday
dance night.
at 6 o'clock with Amber, Nicole, and Regina, and everything is spicy
And sweet. And sweet.
See, that's what I'm talking
Sweet
about.
and spicy.
So y'all tune in
And
next
everything
week.
nice.
Love y'all, bless y'all, be safe. Not even that. Afro beats versus reggae is going down. Nah, tune in. Here y'all go.
See y'all later.
Bye.